Hey everybody, what's up? I'm Alex Kemp and you're watching the Weekday Gourmet. My goal here is to show all you busy food lovers out there how there's always time of the day for you to make a gourmet. I got a quick and satisfying meal plan for you guys. It's a lemon mint chicken, and then we're siding it up with some goat cheese whipped mashed potatoes and a champagne beurre blanc sauce. Gonna be quick, gonna be easy, gonna be refreshing for the summer day. Alright, so let's go ahead and start. I got 3 lemons here, and we're just gonna roll them to get the juices flowing. And we're gonna wanna zest all of them. And try not to get the white part of the zest in it. It kind of makes it a little bit bitter. Alright, lemon zest. Just give it a nice quick chop here. We don't need perfection, you're just cooking at home. Alright, once that's got a good little mince to it, we'll just add it to our bowl right here. And then take your lemons and cut them in half lengthwise. You're actually going to get more juice out of them when you cut them in half lengthwise. And just juice them into your bowl. Be careful not to get any seeds in there. I just cut my hand right under it. You guys should smell this lemon. Brightest food ever. I actually came up with this recipe. It was inspired by my girlfriend's mom. She always cooks really good food and uses a lot of mint. I always find it nice and refreshing, especially on a hot day like today. So I decided to come up with a quick dish like this, and it turned out really well. Alright, our lemons are zested. Gonna throw this away. Wash our hands. And then move on to our mint. Just going to take a good handful like that and give it another rough chop, right like so. Now a lot of people say, oh, you know, mint's really strong, you got to use a little bit, but in this case, you want a lot of it. You want that flavor to really come through, kind of clean the palate as you're eating. So right into our bowl that goes. And then I have about a half a teaspoon of pepper. I'm just going to put in there, and then I'm just going to estimate about 3 tablespoons of honey, right like so. Then take a spoon, just going to mix it really well. You really just want the honey to kind of dissolve into the marinade. And what's the great thing about this is that because it's so acidic, the marinade is going to take less time to actually penetrate the chicken. So I just got 2 chicken breasts here that I defrosted, and actually when you defrost your chicken, it makes it a lot easier to cut it like this when it's still a little bit firm from being frozen, if you're using frozen chicken breasts, of course. And just take the chicken breast and lay your palm on it like this, and take your knife in the center and just kind of slice it in half, right like so. And this is going to make a perfect portion, and we'll have 4 portions out of this. And then make sure you always wash your hands and clean up everything after chicken. Very important. Okay, and then I just have a Ziploc bag here, and I got a little trick here. Just fold it inside out, right like that. This way you don't get your hands dirty. Just pick up your chicken and fold it right into the bag. Boom. After your marinade sits for a little bit, it should look something like this. You know, nice and juicy. The mint's got its flavors macerated into the juice. Just pour that into the bag. Make sure you get all the little goodies goods. And then we'll seal it, roll it up, get the air out, And then mushy gush. Just roll it all around. Right like so. And then we'll just let that sit for, I don't know, an hour. Just to like, get all the flavors going. Okay, so I have 7 red potatoes here. They're a good medium size. And all I did was wash them under some hot water, scrub off the dirt. And all we have to do is cut these into equal pieces, rough chop, so that they cook faster in the water. Now they're equal pieces so that they all kind of cook at the same rate. And that way we don't have really mushy potatoes and then we don't have hard potatoes in the same pot. Great thing about mashed potatoes is you could just leave the potatoes boiling as you work on something else. It's like a no stress kind of dish here. Okay, so back into our bowl these go. I have a pot of cold water over here and I'm just gonna put these in there. Make sure you start off with cold water because it helps them cook all the way through. And we'll just turn that on a high heat for now. Season it with some salt. You always want to season your water. Just kind of gives them a pre-season. And then my little secret here is a drizzle of olive oil on top because it'll keep your pot from overboiling. And that way you don't have to worry as much about watching it closely. Okay, while those are cooking, we'll just go ahead and move on to our Champagne Beurre Blanc. Alright, so for our Champagne Beurre Blanc, we want 1 shallot. I didn't have access to a shallot, so I'm just using a cheek of red onion. And we're just gonna take it, slice it into little slices like this. And once again, perfection isn't what we're looking for here. We're just having fun cooking in the kitchen. It's therapeutic, And then put that into a pot, a little saucepan right here. And then go ahead and take a clove of garlic and just slice that up. Just give it, a rough chop. We're just using these for a little aromatic flavor in our beurre blanc sauce. Okay, and then I have about 1.5 cups of champagne, and just gonna put that right into the saucepan. Season it with some salt and a little sprinkle of pepper. We'll go ahead and put it on our stove over here. And we'll let it reduce for, I don't know, like 10 minutes until it's reduced by about half. Alright, our potatoes are just about done boiling. So what I'm going to do is kind of prep what we're going to put into them. I have 2 ounces of goat cheese that I just brought to room temperature. And I have a clove of garlic. We're just going to put through the press, just like that. And then take your goat cheese and kind of work it until it's soft, just like this. And what this is going to do is make it easier for us to put it into our potatoes when we want to mash them. So, and then once that's nice and soft, go ahead and take what I have here is a 1/4 cup of half and half, and then a 1/4 cup of just milk. Makes it a little bit healthier. We'll pour that right into there. And then just kind of beat it together, and eventually it'll come together and kind of make a thick, almost sauce that we will put right into our potatoes. We're gonna add a good, healthy pinch of salt, and then a couple shakes of pepper. Give that a little twirl. So our potatoes are done boiling. I'm gonna go ahead and strain them into our sink. And be careful, they're hot. Alright, bring them over here. And we have our little bowl with our mixture in it. So go ahead and just carefully put those right in. And then take a masher and just do a rough mash on it. This is the good part, you get your stress and anger on the potatoes. after a stressful day. Who wouldn't want to? Alright, so we have a good rough mash on those. Now, I just have some beaters here. I'm going to go ahead and whip them until they're nice, light, and fluffy. But you don't want to over whip them because then they'll get really starchy and kind of gummy. And before they're finished, just add a couple tablespoons of butter right in. Ugh, got shot. Those are perfectly whipped. So let's go ahead, stick these in the microwave just to keep them warm, and we'll move on to our chicken. So, our chicken's done marinating, and we're gonna go ahead and fire it up. Now you can do this on the grill if you want to also. Kind of develops a little bit more flavor, but I prefer just doing it right here in a pan. I have my pan preheated to a medium-high heat, and we're just gonna go ahead and drizzle a couple tablespoons of olive oil. And just let that heat up. Let's go ahead and throw a couple pieces down. Right, like so. Alright, if you guys can see this nice caramelization that we've got going on the chicken, that's actually because we added a little bit of honey into it, and it gives it a nice, almost crunchy crust on it that's sweet, and then we have the tangy lemon and a little bit of mint just to cut through it all. It's going to be perfect. Sauce has reduced by about half, and what we're going to do is lower the heat to a really low heat, and then as you're swirling like this, just add a pat of butter at a time and melt it in slowly. We don't want to break the sauce. And as it melts, just go ahead and add another pat of butter until you've added a total of 6. So it's about 6 tablespoons total. So we have our 6 tablespoons of butter melted into our pot, and it'll look like a nice thick creamy sauce. And let's just give it a little bit more of a season. And then to balance off the sauce, add about a teaspoon of honey into it. Give it a good stir until the honey melts in. And let's just give it a taste. Oh, that's perfect. Nice, rich flavors with a little tang from that reduced champagne, finished off by a sweet touch of honey. Alright, it's my favorite time. It's time to plate it up. Just take our potatoes here, nice and light. Just center it on the plate, right like so. And then we'll take some chicken, pick the best looking one. We'll just lay that right on top, and then take our awesome beurre blanc here, spoon it right over the chicken, right over the potatoes, so you get a nice little sauce all around them. And to finish it off, we just got a little sprig of mint. Boom. Let's go ahead and taste this. Wasn't that simple? And look how elegant the dish looks. Let's get a little bit of the sauce in here, some of the potatoes. That is really good. We have a good earthiness from our goat cheese and the potatoes, and then the acidity from our sauce and that little bit of lemon in the chicken cuts right through that, the refreshing burst of mint. I want to thank you guys for cooking with me today, and for all these recipes, videos, and more, visit my blog at www.theweekdaygourmetshow.blogspot.com. And remember, there's always time of the day for you to make it gourmet.